Hi, it's Sean, the Fluency Awesomeizer. This is Decoding Multi-Syllabic Words, episode 105. Got a few words I want to take a look at today, but first, I'm going to start with a passage. And once you get ready to read a passage I've written, you're going to read it out loud. I'm just about to show it to you, but definitely click pause to give yourself plenty of time to read it. All right, so get ready to click pause. Here it is. What's this say? All right, were any of those words tricky to read? I want you to keep watching. I'm predicting a few of them were, and I'm going to review these 4 words in this video, show you some strategies and some information you might want to recall next time you're stuck on words like these, reading independently. But first, a reminder of the fable, The Tortoise and the Hare, and the moral, slow and steady wins the race, which is great advice when you do get stuck on big, unfamiliar words like, I'll use unfamiliar as an example. Think of these words as races. There is a finish line, and if you read like the hare, you might want to get to that finish line first, and you'll zip through big words like this. That's where mistakes can happen. But if you read like the tortoise and you come to these words and you take it slow and steady, right, that patience is definitely going to help improve your ability to decode them. All right, so keep that in mind. Let's practice. I'm going to show you some things to remember next time you're stuck on words like these. We'll start with this one. I think it's pretty easy to tell this word starts with in con. But if you go to the finish line, sometimes that's good advice when you're stuck on a word. Go to the finish line first. That could be where the tricky part is. And I think this word is tricky because of the vowel pair I-E. What do you do with that? Well, that looks like the word pie. So maybe that makes the sound nigh. Is that 9? I don't know. There's a number 9. That ninth? I don't know. That's pint. I'm familiar with that word. Well, that's definitely ent. So that could be the open syllable nient. And is that veniant or veniant? Tricky ending to this word. If you're not familiar with it, it's inconvenient. That's an adjective. The root word's convenience. And the root word of both of those words is convene. Convene is a verb, and it originates in ancient Latin. Convenire there was a word in ancient Latin, convenire, meaning to come together or to assemble. And this part of the Latin word was kept in English, where an E was added to make the word convene. You still use convene. That means to assemble, right? Maybe you've been to an assembly at school or gotten together with a lot of people for a concert or something. There's another Latin word, convenientem. Convenientem meaning fit, proper, or suitable, like an adjective. Now, the IE in this Latin word, in fact, this whole syllable, look at that. Ient, convenient, convenientem. The Y sound is being made by an I in this Latin word, and that is carried over to English, right? And we have the word convenient. So you need to know this about the convenient. The word convenient, convenient. That I is making a Y sound. This is the only example I can think of, right? So it's an interesting word, convenient, convenient. You can remember another way to pronounce it would be convenient. Maybe that'll help remember there's an I there. Anyway, convenient means, well, I think you're familiar with the word convenient. It fits in with your plans. There's no problem. It's convenient. Oh, it's open 24 hours, no problem. That's convenient. Inconvenient, put the prefix in on the beginning. That's a problem. That means the opposite. You now have the opposite of convenient. Oh, it's closed. Whoa, the road's closed. That's not good. That's definitely inconvenient. All right, so convenient, the adjective ending with a T. If you drop that T and add CE, you have a new word, convenience. That's a noun. And convenience is the root of another word in that passage I just showed you, inconvenienced. That's a past tense verb, inconvenience. Really tricky to read, very big word. It means like if you come to that road closed sign, we were inconvenienced when we came to a road closed sign. That's what it means, or an example of it in context. So inconvenienced is tricky because, well, there's that Y sound in the middle, but it also sounds like the last syllable is yinst, inconvenienced, when you might be tempted to spell it this way, Y-I-N-S-T, inconvenienced, or yinst. It's not yinst. It's not a Y. We talked about that. The I is making a Y part. You remember that from the root word convenience. But the D, add a D to convenience. You've got an ED ending there. You should be familiar with the 3 rules of ED that can make 3 different sounds. And one of them is a T sound. So that's where the inst sound, in fact, you might think that's where the NST sound's coming from. Convenienced, inconvenienced. but it's the root word convenience, the prefix in, and a D on the end as a suffix to get inconvenienced. All right. Another word I showed you is convince. Convinced. It's a past tense verb, convinced. Sounds like convince. We were just talking about this, right? But it's the root word convince with a D on the end and that ED ending, like I was just reviewing. That makes 3 different sounds, and sometimes it's a T, convinced, and the S sound's coming from this C followed by an E. That's going to be a soft C, so that's going to give you the S sound, convinced, which is why you might be tempted to spell convinced like this. But it's root word convince with a D ending. It's a past tense verb, all right? The origin of that word is in Latin, convincere. Convincere, this is interesting. Vincere means to conquer, right? To conquer. So this part of the Latin word was kept in English, right? That's where we get the word convince from, and that means to persuade. And if you think about it, convince or persuade is a type of conquering. All right, I believe you. I'll do that. Take it easy. Convinced. Last word I showed you, conven, and you are familiar with this ending here. It should be convention. It's a noun. Also has the root word convene. We were talking about convene earlier, coming from Latin, convenire, meaning to assemble. Well, here's another Latin word, conventionem, conventionem. And there's the T-I-O-N. That's where we get the T-I-O-N root from Latin. Sounds like shun, right? And conventionem is a meeting or an assembly. And we were looking at that earlier, right? Something you might be familiar from school. So this part of the Latin word was kept in English. That's where we get convention. And the T-I-O-N, that is a Latin root you need to be familiar with for reading, but also for spelling. It sounds like shun, convention, or it might sound like shin, depending on where you live, convention. But it's spelled T-I-O-N, so keep that in mind. Convention. All right, that's it for today. Subscribe to my YouTube channel or follow me on Facebook for more helpful decoding videos like this one. Tell a friend, a family member, or a teacher about me too. That'd be great. Pass the good word along. At my Facebook page, there's a photo album that is full of reading challenges I've written to help you continue practice decoding those big words and to awesomeize your fluency. And that's why I'm here. I hope you enjoyed the video and found it helpful. And come back and see me soon. Bye.